Greetings to each one of you. My name is Brian, for those of you who don't know who, or may not know who I am. What I'm beginning here is a series of videos to augment what I've done prior to this is in the essence of blogging. And I've done a lot of blogging over the years, and I've had to kind of even curtail some of that fairly recently, which I will get into as to the why I'm doing this, and what I hope to achieve through these videos in the times to come. Well, to begin this clip, I would like to I'd like to read a little summary statement, kind of to launch this into where I'd kind of like to go today. Are we not expressing who we truly are? And isn't that what each of us is here for? To perhaps find the unique intrinsic qualities that we brought into this life, to discover the absolute expression of what we see within as our true value. Each of us perceive this from varying viewpoints. However, maybe part of this is to bring contrast into the picture, to highlight in reflection back to ourselves the differences in order to fully appreciate the panorama of the grand picture. Yes, this is not about anyone else or anyone in particular. Is this not all about the one within and appreciating fully the scope of the expression therein? This is inclusive of everyone. And yes, and that's what my focus for these videos are. On this undertaking is it not to focus on the one within and to bring out those qualities and to share one's truth and to get that, to emanate that in as many ways as possible, as many ways as I wish to create, to emanate, to express the one that I am, the truth of who I am. For each of us come into this world to bring that unique reflection, yet we're all one. And yes, we need to find those intrinsic qualities within that we have brought into this life. And mine is perhaps communicating. I love to communicate. I feel that intense with need within to share what's going on inside, to share what's the transformation that's taking place, to share who I truly am, and getting out of the parameters of the mind, as it were, and to get down from the mind into the heart. And over many months, that has been my work of bringing my awareness out of the mind and getting it down into the heart. And I find the greatest challenge was to stay down here in the heart. Yeah, there was many times I don't have much trouble getting here, but staying here, that's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother thing, a whole nother picture. And I have found that to be my greatest challenge. And one of my greatest obstacles, which showed up in my life, and it's in numerous ways has been surfacing in and out of the picture of my life at various times and presented challenges. But now, as of late last fall, my body began to exhibit some physical symptoms that greatly incapacitated me. And I do not ever wish to put limitations on myself, but when your body just doesn't do the things it's been doing, suddenly it's not able to do them anymore. It kind of puts you in a quandary, as it were, as to how to deal with that. As I have many things that I've envisioned that I wish to experience in life and how I wish to experience them. And up until now, I have, in my mind, have always had, okay, this is how you get here. This is how you come to experience it. This is how you have this. You have to do this and this. You have to do this and that, or all these things, or you have to put all these things into a certain sequence. And is that not largely due to most of us were brought up, conditioned to think that way? We were brought up through parents, through teachers, through society, conditioned to think a certain way, and have society impose certain expectations on you, like your life has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You grow up and you get your education and you go out and you choose a occupation or a job and you go work at that job, or you find another occupation, or it's always this thing you have to work at. And that's been the downfall, hasn't it? When life isn't meant to be work. My life is meant to be a pleasure, enjoyment, fulfilling, satisfaction, joy, completeness. As most of consciousness is moving towards having that experience, of finding how to get into that experience. And it's merely bringing the awareness from the mind down into the heart, which has brought me to, I guess, a basic synopsis of, and bring it to an exercise that, in essence, envelops my life, my being, is to declare, excuse me, is to declare that I am loving awareness. I came to that realization. There is nothing more to life than being loving awareness. You're being loving awareness. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of water here. As simple as being loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. And that could be the greatest challenge for the mind, because the mind doesn't understand. The mind has systems, ways, programs, a way to do everything, as it's been taught, as it's been trained, as it's been conditioned. And so that's where we find ourselves going many times, is it not? So I had these physical disabling factors that have arisen in my body. And to give you an idea of what I've been dealing with, as far as how those have manifested, they have the appearance and the feeling and the effect of someone with muscular sclerosis, MS. And of course, I'm not going to bring any labels up on myself. I'm not going to accept any labels. I'm not going to call this any certain name. Otherwise, you give your mind, okay, I am this, and you're not. Oh, no, I am not that. I am that I am experiencing. I am life. That's the way I put it. I am life. And isn't our quest, wasn't Creator's quest to ask the question, what is life? Is there more to life? To what is life? Life is the question. However, also life is the answer. And that's what we are at this point in consciousness discovering, that life is the answer, and to experience what truly that life is all about. And it is in being in loving awareness. Being in loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. Loving awareness. Loving awareness. Loving awareness. Loving awareness. That's all there is. That's the entire expression of our being, is to experience loving awareness, is to emanate loving awareness. So my challenge has been, okay, how do I deal with all of these dislabeling factors that seem to be limiting me in so many ways? Yes, they may be physically limiting me. However, I must not allow them to limit me up here. That's why bringing the awareness from the head down into the heart is where you discover that. And one of the greatest challenges for me has been to stay down here in the heart. I can get in here fairly easy, but staying here is a whole nother picture, whole nother factor, a whole nother experience. And in our society, have not we been taught ways to escapism. But to escape the craziness that's up here. But those experiences are only temporary. Don't you can get into a very blissful, very pleasurable, like very exciting experience, but they don't last, do they? You're high, then you're low. You're high, but you always have to come back down. And that's when you're looking outside yourself for sustaining that high in life. When you look outside yourself for that, the result is only going to be, it's going to be temporary. You're going to be high, you're going to be low. You're going to be high, you're going to be low. So what is the key? It's to stay down here. And to stay down here and then not allow what appears to be restricting us, what appears to be limiting us, to allow those things to get us back up in here, up into the squirrel cage, up into the monkey mind, where you're just running thoughts over and over. Thoughts are just running a mile a minute, over and over and over. But rather to be in a state, being down here in the heart, to stay down here in the heart. And there you can be in a constant state. A constant state. It may not always be ultimate bliss. It can be. And some are there, but some of us aren't there yet. So as it is. I don't want to keep rambling here this morning, but I'm trying to more or less just bring a brief introduction as to what brought me here to do this. And it's been my change of lifestyle, which has been really hard, really difficult for me to adapt. Not being able to be active. I used to walk a lot. I mean, do a lot of walking. I used to hike, and I was bicycling, and I've had to basically not been able to bicycle, and hardly been able to walk, and with that, you lose your sense of independence. You have to start counting on others for help and so forth, and all of that brings other things into the picture. And it's all part of the process, really, isn't it? Life teaches us as we go through these things, as we go through these experiences. But, as the difficulties have come, I have come to begin to really reach out for the grace to go through those difficult days, those difficult moments where the discomfort and or pain just becomes almost at times feels like it's more than I can bear. But really it isn't. It is what it is, and that's what I've come to accept. What I'm feeling in the moment, whatever I'm feeling, to accept that feeling for what it is, and then to embrace it, and then let it go. Just let it go. It is what it is. How do I wish to be in this moment? I just go, down here, I ask okay, what does the heart call for right now? What does the heart really wish to experience? And what does that look like right now in this moment? So I go and I just allow the pictures. The heart always gives you pictures, gives you images. Well, for me anyway, that's the case. I get pictures and images. I get lost. Words, I find, as much as I've liked to write, as much as even when I start talking, I find words are so restrictive many times. Words have so many interpretations and various meanings, and then when you use words, you want to correct yourself. Now it might be implying this or it might be implying that, and then you want to change the word. No, that's still not a good word. And I have this struggle with words all the time. Words just don't cut it. There are many times words just do not say what's going on here. I can't find the words. There are, many times I just say there are no words. There are no words. So I thought, okay, I have such a struggle with words many times. I sit here and write and correct, edit, rewrite, over and over, till I finally get a piece basically saying what I want to express. And that could take a lot of time up. So I thought maybe if I just get, in the moment, turn on the camera and just go for it. Just speak from the heart, share from the heart, let it just come as it comes. It be what it is. And that's the real me, I hope. That's my goal. That's the goal of my heart, that the real me is coming forth, and that I'm sharing that to the best that I can right now in the moment, in whatever ways I can. So I use the tools I get. So I go and get this camera now so I can be doing these. And I have to say, it does feel wonderful to be able to have an additional outlet of expression. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video pretty here in the next few minutes. I think I've basically given you the introduction as to what I'm doing here with these and what I hope to do and where I wish to go. And each day, each moment has its own specifics come up my heart, and every moment I have something. It's always something different, and when I have something to share, something to express, I will simply get in front of the camera and do just that. So I'm going to read right now a poem that I wrote just a few weeks ago. Let me bring it up here. And it is entitled Only Time. And I think it just really sums up, encapsulates what I've been wanting to say here this morning. So here it goes. Where the road does lead, who can know? Only the soul can show through the love that grows. Thoughts flying, seeking answers, there to find that there is only time. The beauty in this treasure, hidden there all along, discovering as to continue on or to remain where I seem to belong. However, all along the way, there has been only time. What seems different and what has changed? The journey, however, seems to be quite sublime. Be it short or be it long, the heart knows only one distinction. 'Tis time to call the seeker home. Does the heart lament when the loved one's given not consent, taking as it were with wings, flying away to return? The heart does indeed cry where logic oft defies, where 2 points meet for a heart complete, who only knows but time. A design of the mind to capture love so divine brings together source, sender, and recipient, for all are one, and as the heart so chose, the moment timeless. Here the heart only knows the love that grows. Suspends as to capture the essence, there is only time. Moments past and moments tense, that mind has searched as to place its sense, only to find that where the two roads meet has been that most treasured find cloaked in the eternal feet. The path to the heart, most often the one least traveled, where I can finally call out, I'm home at last, and it's about time. And yes, isn't that what it boils down to? It is about time, as it seems in our current reality. It is. We are seen to, we're just encapsulated, we're encased in time, in time. It's either not enough time, or time's going too slow, or time's going too fast. And we are in one space and we wish we were in another space. We want to be here, we want to be there, we want to have more time, or if I could only have enough time for this, or if I could just go here, if I could just, all these, we get our mind going in a squirrel cage, as it were. So, referring back to the poem, right now, I believe for consciousness, it is time. The heart's calling each one of us. Our heart's calling us home. Home, as they say, home is where the heart is. And the heart is home. The heart is the center, as I believe all emanates from our heart center. All that we know, all that we experience, are all of our reality around us. Science has shown our mind has a way of creating that reality, what we know as our world. And each of our minds, of course, working in joint action, collectively creating a reality, as well as we individually influence that reality specifically to our own experience to some degree. So, our essence of our journey, of our adventure right now, is to bring everything home to the heart. Yes. So, with that, I will conclude today's video, and we will pick it up from there next time. We'll see where all this goes. And I look forward to sharing. I look forward to this media of expressing myself. So, thank you very much for listening. And I hope what I'm sharing here helps in some way. Someone. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and namaste.